Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Greg Antoinette, your African relationship expert. I will always guide you with tips in building good relationships. In Africa, 90% of good relationship is achieved by women putting effort to keeping their man through African cultural ethics and values. The modern society has lost a lot of these ethics and values, bringing about a lot of breakups and bad relationships. I'll be your reminder to these ethics and values so that you can be able to mend and build good relationships. If you want tips to mend and build good relationships, then subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. And make sure you turn on the bell notification so that when I drop a video, you will be the first to be notified. Before going into a relationship, what are the things you need to have? The first I will address in this video is maturity in the mind. This is simply the way we think over issues that come our way, because all issues of life comes from the mind. So, the way we address these issues is tagged as maturity or immaturity. Most people exhibit characters that is tagged as immature attitudes. Let us address some immaturity most people exhibit so that we can learn from them to mend our own relationships and build good relationships. So, let us address lack of empathy. We're going to use the story of Bridget to learn. Let us use her story to mend our own relationship and build a good one. So you see, Bridget lived with her aunt. Her aunt took good care of Bridget. She got Bridget everything she needed. But you see, Bridget had her things specially At home, the aunt separated her things from every other person in the house. So she had a toothbrush, she had a toothpaste for herself. The aunt never shared anything with her. So she continued to grow up with her aunt. She got used to being on her own, having things for herself. She learned not to share. The food she was given to, her plate was separated from others. Her aunt never shared a plate of food with her. So, while she was in school, she refused to share items with her fellow students. She had already gotten used to that manner of living. She refused people to touch her textbooks. She refused to share novels with friends. She grew up and she became selfish in a certain way because she was already used to living that way at home. She never saw something wrong in it. Why did you use my things? That was always what she says. Oh, I wanted to share your stuff with you. No, don't do that. I don't like it. That was always what she says to people. At home, with her aunt, it was a way of life. Oh, don't touch Bridget's clothes. Don't touch her books. No, that towel is for Bridget. Don't use it. Oh, that's Bridget's food. Don't touch it. So she continued to live this way. But you know, relationship is for sharing. You're going to have someone else to share things with. And where else can you practice this kind of sharing? At home. So, Bridget got into school. She continued that way in the university. She refused to share things with people. Some people said she was a very neat girl. That was why she refused to share. Some others said she's strict. Some others thought She was selfish. But she never saw something wrong with that. Then she finished school. And yeah, she will not be single all her life. Someone will come for her because she was a very beautiful girl. So she had a boyfriend. But when they began to court and he takes her out, when he buys something for her to eat and want to share, she would kind of like, no, don't do that. And because the boy has fallen in love with her, he would let it go. But can such last? Relationship is not a one-day thing. You are going to continue to live with this person. You are going to share the same bed with this person. You are going to share the same pot of food with this person. Eventually, you would have kids together. So, relationship is all about sharing. And maybe on the aisle, you would share a kiss together. So there's a lot to share. When you begin to detach yourself from sharing, you would lose something, and that is empathy for the next person. You would always see only yourself. Feelings for the next person would not come to you easily. But when you share, you remember that you have someone you share something with, and you recall. But when you don't share, you will lose empathy for others. You would remain in a world of your own. People would have to remind you about so many other persons in your life. Oh, Bridget, have you heard from your aunt who you grew up with? Yeah, I would call her later. Oh, Bridget, have you heard from your friends from school? It's been a while I talked with them. Empathy can come to you when you can easily share. Family is all about sharing. So when you begin to do things without sharing, you lose empathy for others. Then, those that brought you up would begin to imagine why you've forgotten everybody. If you have a problem with empathy, then you have to learn to share. Sharing will help you a lot. Try to mix your clothing with someone else and find out how you feel about it. Try to share a plate of food with someone and find out how you feel about it. Allow the feelings to come to you so that you can be able to have empathy on others. It's very important for relationship. Very, very important. With empathy, you can love more. Love and empathy go together. They are twined together. If you say you love someone and you don't have any kind of empathy for them, then it's not true. So you have to learn more to share so that you can have empathy for others, because it's very important for a good relationship. Because relationship is all about sharing. You would have a lot to share when you go into a relationship. I hope I was able to reach out to someone today who is having problems of empathy. You can actually solve it by sharing, learning how to share. Thank you for watching my video. I'll see you in the next episode. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to this channel. Bye-bye.